30,000 players are trapped in an MMO. But the biggest threat isn't a dragon. It's inflation. It's diplomacy. It's figuring out how to make food taste like food again. This isn't a story about escaping. It's a story about building a country. When Log Horizon first dropped, everyone, including me, immediately shouted, "Sword Art Online clone!" And for the first 10 minutes, it certainly feels that way. Players are trapped. They can't log out. Chaos ensues. But then the show does something completely unexpected. It asks a different question. Not how do we get out, but how do we live here now? This one shift in perspective is what elevates Log Horizon from a simple survival story into something far more intelligent and, honestly, more compelling for me. Our hero isn't a dual-wielding, black-clad swordsman. Meet Shiroe, an enchanter who fights with spreadsheets and legal contracts. His infamous nickname is the Villain in Glasses for a reason. He manipulates, he schemes, he outthinks his opponents on a political level. I found this incredibly refreshing. Instead of watching another power fantasy, I was watching a master strategist build a civilization from the ground up using game mechanics as his tools. He's not overpowered. He's just smarter than everyone else, and that's way more interesting. This show's best action sequences don't have swords. They happen in a tense meeting room during the creation of the Round Table Conference. Shiroe's plan to secure the guild building and establish a government is, for my money, one of the most hype moments in Isekai history. It's a masterclass in economic warfare and political maneuvering. The show commits to exploring the nitty-gritty of society building, from creating a police force to regulating the economy. And I was absolutely fascinated by every second of it. Here's where Log Horizon truly left its mark on me. The NPCs, or landers, are actual people. They're not just cardboard cutouts handing out quests. They have their own culture, history, and political factions. The storyline with Princess Lanacia, where she grows from a sheltered noble into a capable diplomat, is a fantastic arc. It forces the players to confront the reality that this isn't their personal playground anymore. They're sharing this world, and their actions have real, lasting consequences for its native inhabitants. I love the small details, and Log Horizon is full of them. The best example? The food. At first, everything cooked using game menus is completely tasteless, a source of major depression for the trapped players. This forces them to rediscover cooking from scratch, a skill that wasn't in the game. It's a simple idea, but it perfectly illustrates the show's core theme, turning a synthetic world into a real one. The moment they finally create and taste something delicious is genuinely one of the most triumphant scenes for me. A strategist is nothing without his team, and I absolutely adore the Log Horizon Guild. Akatsuki, the stoic assassin who struggles with her own identity and loyalty, is a personal favorite of mine. Then there's Naotsugu, the loudmouthed tank, who seems like pure comic relief, but is actually the unwavering moral compass of the group. Their bond, this incredible found family dynamic, is the true heart of the show. It's the human element that grounds Shiroe's grand, world-changing schemes and makes you genuinely care about their success. So you can't die permanently. Sounds great, right? Wrong. In Log Horizon, every time a player revives, they lose a piece of their memory from the real world. This is such a brilliant, terrifying mechanic. It reframes the stakes entirely. The threat isn't physical death. It's the slow, creeping erosion of your own identity, your past, your very self. For me, this is a far more mature and horrifying consequence than a simple game over screen, adding a layer of psychological dread to every single fight. The show really hits its stride when it leans into the darker side of player freedom. The conflict with the corrupt Hamelin Guild, who were exploiting low-level players, was a perfect example of the show's thesis. Shiroe doesn't just raid their base and beat them up in a flashy fight. He dismantles their entire organization from the inside out, using legal loopholes and economic pressure. It's a political thriller playing out in a fantasy world. I think this is what makes Log Horizon a must-watch. It respects its audience's intelligence. Now, is it perfect? Not quite. My biggest critique is that the pacing can be glacial at times. If you're looking for wall-to-wall action like a typical shonen, this just isn't it. The show spends a huge amount of time on exposition, explaining complex game systems and economic theories. Sometimes, I have to admit, my eyes glazed over during a particularly dense explanation of magic theory. It's a show that demands your patience and full attention, which I know can be a deal breaker for some viewers. Log Horizon really carved its own niche in the crowded Isekai space by choosing brains over brawn, sociology over spectacle. The first season, which I've been focusing on, aired back in 2013 from Studio Satelight, adapting the light novels by Mamare Tuno. Directed by Shinji Ishihara, these 25 episodes deliver a unique blend of action, adventure, and surprisingly deep fantasy world building. It holds a respectable 76 on AniList, and honestly, I think it deserves even more credit for being so daringly different. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the politics of Isekai, hit that like button and let me know your favorite Log Horizon moment in the comments. For more reviews from Top Screen Tales, make sure you're subscribed. Now, I want to hear from you. What anime or series should I break down next?